Hello everyone, Fanta here. You're watching Fantavision. Today I'm discussing Microsoft's E3 2018 press conference. And it was pretty good, It was pretty decent. There are a few things I was a little bit frustrated about that they didn't show more of. Namely, they announced Halo Infinity. I don't know why it's named that. I don't know why there's no number. I don't know why anything. I don't know anything about the game. They just showed, hey look, there's a new Halo game coming out. And we're like, yes, we know, thank you. Thank you for at least confirming its existence by showing us some images about it. Could you please tell us more about the game? No? No, you're moving on now? You're just gonna move on like nothing happened? No? Oh. Oh. Well, maybe they'll show it later. And they didn't. So, they showed a little teaser trailer for Halo. Sweet. There's gonna be a new Halo game. That was already... Duh. There's gonna be a new Halo game. I wish they'd shown more. I wish they'd shown something instead of nothing, which is what they showed. So, that was what they started with. They talked about how they're going to show off 50 games. Of course, a lot of these were indie games, which is great. I mean, indie game market does need more exposure. That's fantastic, getting these new creators into the spotlight. But if they just kind of do a montage, they just go through a bunch of them, just like they did last year, which was fine. A lot of the exclusives were... I mean, the main games that I think most people are going to care about is what I'm going to cover in this video. So this is kind of a highlights type video. They did show a new trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3. It looks pretty awesome. It really does. I'm looking forward to it. A little bit weird that they decided to go with showing off Frozen as like the main thing to focus on. And it sounded like a lot of the game is going to focus on that too, because they talked about how they were trying to stop Elsa from becoming like evil or something. I don't know. I haven't beaten the last two games, so I'm kind of behind on the whole story. I don't know what's going on with a lot of these characters, and I was thoroughly confused by the trailer. So if they focus on Frozen, that's a bit odd, because I feel like that's not really a movie that gamers really care about. I haven't seen any Star Wars yet or anything Marvel, so I'm just going to assume that there's no Star Wars in this game, which is unfortunate. I mean, it'd be kind of weird. Maybe it wouldn't, though. I don't know. It's been to so many different Disney universes. I feel like it'd be even fine in Star Wars. So, kind of, I don't know. It looks cool. Graphics look amazing. The gameplay looks like a lot of fun. No idea what's going on in the story, and I guess they didn't show off all the different realms that you go to. They also showed off Forza Horizon 4, which I am super excited for. It's going to be in Britain. It's going to have it's going to have all the seasons. That's going to completely change the landscape of the game. It's going to change the way it plays. Lakes will freeze over and you can do races in the lakes. It looks phenomenal. I love the Forza Horizon series. It's probably my favorite racing franchise right now, because Burnout doesn't exist anymore for some reason. And I'm really looking forward to this new one. They really highlighted the fact that this is going to be a much more online experience than the last ones. The last ones had these drivatar things driving around that were like the names of players, but they weren't actually the players. So they were just fake players going around doing their own thing. This is doing away with the drivatar system, it looks like, and they're just people. So that seems pretty cool, right? I mean, that seems awesome. They're going to have all these just people driving around, whatever, and you can do quick chat, so you can actually talk to these people. So it's kind of like a sort of MMO Forza driving experience. And there's like world events that people can drive to and race together and race each other. And it looks like fun. I don't know. It looks like a good time. So I'm looking forward to that game a lot. The first thing I thought of, though, when I saw that they were real players driving around, I don't think this will happen that much, but the troll people that like they see you trying to do something or get lots of points and tricks, they just ram into you while you're in the middle of doing that. I don't know how commonplace that would be, but that is definitely something that could happen. So I'm hoping there is a way to kind of turn off the random people being in your game. I'm sure that's going to be an option, but I'm really looking forward to that game. Looks phenomenal, as all the Forza games do, and I can't wait to play this new one. They also discussed updates for Sea of Thieves, which they need to because there's no content in the game. Right now it's just Sea of Boring. So, well, it's basically Sea of Solitude minus the interesting aspects that we saw in the EA press conference of that game. So, I don't know. Well, we'll see what that new content brings. We'll see if it actually makes the game playable, because in my opinion right now, the game's not even playable. It's just not a fun game. So, Sea of Thieves updates are welcome, but Another big game they announced was Gears of War 5. They actually started off by showing the logo, and then there's like pop figures, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then it's this pop figure mobile game, and I'm like, no, you did not just bait and switch us with the Gears of War logo to sell us a pop figure mobile game. And then they showed a Gears of War XCOM type game, and I'm like, what is going on? What? A Gears of War XCOM game? Like, this could be neat, but like nobody asked for it. Okay, whatever. And then they announced Gears of War 5. It was like, okay, you should have started with Gears of War 5, because with that bait and switch, I was kind of pissed off. And it wasn't like, yes, it was more of like, you fucking better. You better. You better be announcing that after just showing us a pop figure game. Oh my god, these mobile games, do not show them at E3. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about your mobile game, I promise. So, Gears of War 5, I don't know. Gears of War is starting to remind me of the Star Wars franchise, because there was the original trilogy that was great, and then there was the prequel that wasn't so great, and then there's the after sequels, and they're just okay. And this new one, I don't know, it's so weird, it's so different. Like there's so like so much emotion in the story, and this like chick might be a turncoat locust person? Like, what? That doesn't even make any sense. The thing about Gears of War is it's supposed to be these like roided out guys chainsawing things, blood everywhere, and for like the whole, like a huge section, it was just like emotional melodrama, just somebody's dead, whatever. She's a turncoat locust. I don't know what's going on. And then they finally get to the action. I'm like, okay, cool. There's just guts and blood and things and shooting and maces, I guess. I'm so just dumbfounded by this trailer. I don't know how to feel about it. It's going to be Gears, though, so the multiplayer is going to be a lot of fun. I don't know. Looks interesting. They also announced, sort of-ish, Just Cause 4. I guess they did announce it here, didn't they? Just Cause 4, it's just a trailer. It's just a CGI trailer. Doesn't really matter. You're not really going to learn anything from it. I need to know if there's multiplayer. That's all I care about at this point. There's explosions, whatever. That's in every Just Cause game. Just Cause from day one has needed multiplayer. Because, I mean, it's fun blowing stuff up, but blowing stuff up with your friends, trying to come up with crazy contraptions with your friends, with the jet booster packs, the wires that you can connect to stuff, that'd be so much fun. The game seems like it's made for it. Just Cause 2 had a PC mod that enabled multiplayer for a bunch of people. Do it. People are asking for it. Do it. Put multiplayer in the damn game. Seriously, I'm not going to buy this game if there's no multiplayer. That's all there is to it. Didn't buy 3 because they didn't listen to fans, and I'm not going to buy this one because they're not listening to fans. And the thing is not only did the multiplayer project stop development for Just Cause 2, the reason it stopped is because I believe the studio bought, like, they basically hired the people that made the multiplayer for Just Cause 2 and then did nothing with it. So when Just Cause 3 came out and there's no multiplayer, I'm like, what did you do with that team? They basically just stopped people from making the multiplayer, and that's it. So I don't know what they're thinking, but there needs to be multiplayer in this new one. Need it. They also announced Session, which kind of bamboozled everybody because everybody thought it was going to be Skate 4 because it looks exactly like a skate game. I don't know anything about it. It's a skateboarding game, and they didn't show any gameplay again. It was just a pre-rendered cinematic. No features or anything detailed, just showing the game exists, which I get. I get, but I'm just kind of sick of. Show some gameplay. The Xbox Game Pass, they basically announced that every game that is going to be an exclusive to Xbox, it's going to be day one on Game Pass. That's so interesting to me. I mean, right now you can get the Xbox Game Pass for like $30 at Best Buy for 6 months. I might do it. I might pull the trigger because that means you're going to get Forza Horizon 4 day one for, it's going to be in the Game Pass. That's pretty sick. And if you get the 6 months for $30, it's $5 a month, which is what I think it just should be. I don't think it should be any more than that. But I guess $10 a month isn't bad. I mean, Gears of War is going to be on the Game Pass. Forza Horizon 4 is going to be on the Game Pass. Putting Fallout 4, I mean, it's been out forever. It's in the bargain bin. That's not that big of a deal. They acted like it was a big deal. They had a Division. Crackdown 3 is going to be in the Game Pass. It's crazy. I don't completely understand the model for that. I feel like they'd make a lot more money by just selling those games for $60, but hey, that's cool to me. I mean, if they come out with more than 2 Microsoft exclusive games a year and you were going to buy them anyway, for $120 a year, I guess Game Pass is the way to go. I don't know. I love physical copies of games, so I'm like so torn. I don't know. We'll have to see if they keep going on sale for $30 for 6 months and it's $60 a year. That's kind of a hell of a deal, isn't it? $60 for a year of Game Pass. I mean, $60 you get all of the Microsoft exclusives and more because they keep just adding stuff. So. But it scares me because then it just makes me think, are all games just going to be a subscription in the future? I mean, EA's doing it now. PlayStation's trying to do it, but failing miserably. I don't know. I don't want to pay for a bunch of subscriptions in the future. I don't want it to be like a cable package where I figure out which game studios I want to be playing. That's what I'm worried about. So I don't know if I want to support this. I don't know. That's just something kind of personal. Up to you guys, but it is interesting that they did announce that all exclusives will be on the Game Pass day one. Crazy. Last, but certainly not least, Cyberpunk 2077. I wasn't even sure if they were going to be at E3 this year, but CD Projekt Red came in with a cinematic cutscene. Of course, I didn't really expect any gameplay, but they did show a little bit more of the world. There's lots of vehicles, flying vehicles. I don't know. It's really interesting. The world is this crime-ridden city, and I don't know. I don't know. I've never seen CD Projekt Red tackle something that was futuristic, let alone modern. So it'll be interesting to see how they deal with vehicles in a city and stuff like that. And I'm looking forward to it. A lot of people are kind of cautiously optimistic, but CD Projekt Red, after playing The Witcher 3, that game's phenomenal. So I don't know. I feel like it's just going to be great. Maybe I'm too optimistic, but with that company, I have a lot of high hopes for it. A lot of hype. Looking forward to the game. I don't believe there's a date yet. I don't think I saw a date for it, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure there's some games that I missed that were discussed in the conference. I mean, like I said, they discussed 50 games, and it was like 15 to 18 exclusives. But those were the games that I was excited about. These were my highlights. So if you want to see the full press conference, I don't know how long I'm going to have it up, but I do have the full live press conference. I'm sure you can watch it on the Microsoft YouTube page or whatever. If you want to see my reactions to everything that's going on, of course it's on my channel as well. But check it out. Look it up the news, other places at all the different games. There was like some other ones like Tunic, which looked okay. It looked like Legend of Zelda, but you're a fox. It was a good press conference. It wasn't bad by any stretch of the imagination. I liked the pacing of it. It was just game. Short discussion about this game. Game. Unlike EA, where they talked about bullshit and discussed a stupid mobile game for 10 minutes and went sports, FIFA, Madden, and they didn't even talk about NHL, which I would have given a little bit of shit about, but they didn't mention that for some reason because they hate hockey. So there we go. That was that. I give it a B. If I'm going to rate it, it was a B. You know, wasn't life-changing. Wasn't like, whoa! Because once again, they showed nothing about Halo, which is really what I wanted to hear about. But I did get to see a little bit more of Cyberpunk. So happy about that. Doesn't really have anything to do with Microsoft, but it was part of the press conference. So I'll include it in their grade since they did get that. Oh, and they did actually, I said last but not least, but they did talk about Fallout 76 a little bit, tiny bit. They showed a little bit more of the world. They talked about how it's a prequel to all the Fallout games, and they showed, like I said, the world a little bit. It looks like a Fallout game. It doesn't look like a stupid battle royale game. The nice thing about it is it looks a bit greener, which is cool. Lots of trees still, lots of life. So that'll be interesting. I don't know. They didn't really show any combat. They didn't show any gameplay, really. It was just like, here's the world. And now Todd Howard is gone. Maybe we'll see more in the Bethesda conference, and that'll be coming up soon. Thanks for watching, everyone. Leave a like down below if you guys enjoyed the video. Comment down below what you guys thought of the Microsoft press conference, what your favorite game was that they showed off, and subscribe for more content. As always, everyone, have a fantastic day. See ya. Hey, there was no cringing either. It's no cringing like the EA one. That was awful.